Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is the Coalition for the Survival of the African American Male. And we're fortunate to have with us the founder and president of the Coalition for the Survival of the African American Male, Dr. EIsibor. And of course, with Dr. EIsibor is a member of the Coalition for the Survival of the African American Male, Mr. JFloyd. And gentlemen, let me welcome both of you to the show this morning.
Thank you.
Dr. EIsibor, let's talk about the establishment of the Coalition for the Survival of the African American Male. I think that many of our members of our audience will recall that over the last 15 or 20 years, there has been some question in reference to whether or not the African American male is to survive. And I think that that is the purpose of your organization. And let's talk about that.
Right. We have a lot of national statistics that shows that African American males continue to suffer from a whole lot of social and economic ills of this country. And in fact, they are the first to be fired, the first to find that you find on drugs. And if you look at what is happening overall, we are really losing a large number of African American males from various reasons beyond their control. And I believe that because of that, that we in the society needs to come out and do something to address this issue. You find, for example, like today, we have a large proportion of African Americans in prison instead of in colleges. There were a lot of study that was done, for example, in 1990 by the Sentencing Project. And they came out, they said the problem of the young African American males in this country and the criminal system of this country is a national problem that needs to be addressed. It was because of all these type of issues, statistics that I've come across, that I became worried, that I said, what can I do to contribute? Because to me, that is success in life. If you are able to show your concern to your fellow man. Success in life, in my definition, is not how much money you have or how much money you can accumulate to better yourself. I look at each and every one of us as an extension of our God. So everything we can do, the skills God has given us to help our fellow men, if we can achieve that, then we will be leading a successful life.
And so that was the motive behind the establishment.
That is quite correct. And to get started, of course, I didn't have money to get a big organization started. Then I remembered what we used to do when I was in Africa, that whenever there was a small problem in a village, the elders of the village would gather together and they would contribute and solve the problem. I quite remember one case of a mother coming, say, my son has gained entrance to the University of London, but he won't be able to go because we have no money. Then the elders of the village got together and asked each member of each family in the village to contribute X amount of money. And after a while, the child was able to go to the University of London to study. That type of community spirit is what, in my book, that the black community needs badly in this country. And that is why you're able to find the Koreans, Asiatic Americans, and many others coming to this country and succeeding. They go through a process of pain for a while. 2 families, 10 families living together in one small apartment. And they put their resources together. And after that, they're able to branch out and start a business and succeed. And I believe if we African Americans can now start to network, to become more concerned, to have what I call unconditional love for each other, then that our plight in life is going to be far, far more improved.
Very good. I think, Mr. Floyd, you agree with all of those things that Dr. EIsibor said in terms of what we have to do and our responsibility. Let's talk about your membership in this organization, because it is so seldom that we have an opportunity to talk to persons who are that involved in the organization, and exactly how are you a member of this organization? And why don't you give us some information about your background and how you became connected with the coalition?
Okay. My role within the coalition has not been defined as yet. I would like to say that I not only agree with what Dr. EIsibor is saying, I know that he's not just talking. I met Dr. EIsibor in person for the first time just a couple of days ago. But I've known Dr. EIsibor and his work for many years. And all of the people I know and respect from networking within the community for years have the highest regard for Dr. EIsibor. You know, the Bible says you will know the tree by its fruit. Well, I've seen the fruit. I've seen the results of Dr. EIsibor's colleagues and the result of his work in the young people. I have an independent filmmaking company, and we're in pre-production of a film right now. We're using some young men at Bethlehem Community Center. One of Dr. EIsibor's colleagues is Mr. Ron King. I was surprised at the level of self-confidence and intelligence and respect that these young men have. You see not one jerry curl. You work with them all day and you hear not one curse word. They say, yes, sir, no, sir. The script that I had written was initially to be 30 minutes. It is expanded to an hour. The children are doing some of the writing. I can go on and on in praise of what is being done here. I think that, like Dr. EIsibor said, we need a community, a network. I've been a part of this coalition all my life. I just didn't know that there were people trying to do what I'm trying to do, to come together. And I'm very glad to be a part of it in any small way.
Very good. Dr. EIsibor,